Hey guys, KnightX here. Welcome to the channel if you guys are new. Today I'm just going to be showcasing my equipment and showing you guys how my equipment pretty much affects my combat power. This is my equipment that I use for bossing. So yeah, let's just get started. Here I got the Adventure Deep Dark Critical Ring. I'm sure most of you know this already, but you got this from events. The next one is the Superior Gollux ring, currently sitting at 17 stars, and you're probably going to notice that the majority of my equipment are sitting at 17 stars, only because 17 stars is very easy to get. This ring has 3-line stats, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The next two rings are just event rings, the Hero Awake ring and my Glory Guard ring. I'd like to turn these two rings into drop rate equipment in the future, but until I get a Meister ring and a 22-star Kana ring, I'm probably gonna keep this for bossing. I do have 3-line stats on each one of these, which is pretty good. The next piece of equipment is my Pink Holy Cup. Has plus 5% all stats and plus 80 strength, which is decent. The next one is the Dominator Pendant, 17 stars again, all stats plus 5% for the flame and a 72 strength. It is 3 lines of stats for my potential. My next equipment is the Superior Engraved Gollux Pendant. Now, another thing to note about the Gollux equipment set is that they are not flame advantage, which means their flames are actually not that great. So if you look at the flames, it's only plus 3 attack and plus 24 attack. This flame that I have on this equipment is actually pretty good considering the Gollux equipment is not flame advantage. Because typically when you flame these items, you'll have flames that are like plus 2 strength, plus 4 int, or something really small and insignificant. So having plus 3 attack and plus 24 strength is actually a big W for this piece of equipment. Another thing for the Gollux, it actually has a set. So I have the 4 set items because I have all 4 Gollux superior equipments, and at 4 sets you get boss monster damage plus 30% and ignore monster defense plus 30%. Moving forward is my Arcane Umbra Spear. Now this is only 16 stars. I could probably get this to 17 stars, but I do want to replace this item soon because I want to start doing Black Mage. As soon as I get to level 275, I'll probably start doing Black Mage. I still might need to get carried a little bit, but not so much. Hopefully I'll be able to join a party. Maybe I can also increase my combat power to maybe like 70,000, or sorry, 70 million, and pull my weight a little bit in the party. But yeah, this is a 2-line attack. The ignore defense for the potential, I might change that to boss damage, similar to my secondary weapon, who has a 2-line boss damage and 1-line attack. And the reason for me not wanting to ignore monster defense is that ignore defense is not really a valuable stat for me. Only because there's a lot of sources for ignore defense already, so I could use this line for potential for either another line of attack or boss damage. The flame on this is actually pretty good. I have 142 attack and then 10% boss damage and then also strength. It could be better, but it's also really difficult, and I don't want to spend more money for flaming this piece of equipment. And when I say money, I'm talking about mesos, because I am playing in Reboot, and this is not a pay to win server, technically. Alright, so the next piece of equipment is the Superior Engraved Gollux Belt, also at 17 stars. Again, the flame. Okay, so for this one, the flame was actually pretty good. Like, I got really lucky. I got an all stats plus 4% and a strength plus 8%. Oh, sorry, plus 8. So this is actually a really good flame for the Superior Engraved Gollux Belt. I would say so. The potential is just 3-line stat, nothing crazy. The next piece of equipment is my CRA hat, the Royal Warrior Helm. This is one of my favorite equipments, only because of the potential. If you look at the potential, you'll see skill cooldown minus 2 seconds, and that's 2 lines. That's actually really good. This is prime, 2 prime lines. So this is good because I am a Dark Knight, and I'll show you guys here. These 3 skills right here are 10-second cooldowns, and because of this hat, it reduces it to 7 seconds. Only because if you read the thing and it says in the parentheses, minus 10 seconds for under 10 seconds, minimum cooldown of 5 seconds. So your skills can't go below 5 seconds, and this is already going down to 7 seconds. And the reason why it's so crucial is that this skill itself does a lot of damage, and it also reduces the damage I receive from attacks from bosses by 10%, which is really good considering a lot of bosses nowadays deal percent damage of your HP. So let's say if a boss decides to do 100% of your HP, you're gonna die. But if I use this while the boss is attacking me, it'll reduce the damage by 10%, which means the boss will only deal 90% of my health, which in that case I live. So yeah, this is why this hat is really important, because I want this skill to be up as much as possible. Going to my next item, I have my Twilight Mark, also at 17 stars. Flame is also really good, 6% all stats, plus 6 attack power, and then a 3-line stat line for potential. I also have my Black Bean Mark. I do want to get the Papulatus Mark, but it's super hard to get. I don't know, I've killed Papulatus multiple times, and using the drop rate and all that stuff, like at least I'll probably have like around 260 drop rate, not the highest, but still no Papulatus Mark. It's so impossible to get. Yeah, so I'll probably have this for a while. It's not a bad item, but it's just, it could be better, right? Moving on to my Eagle Eye Warrior Armor. This is part of the CRA set. Also take a look at the set itself. It gives you additional 50 attack power. I like this equipment because I was able to get this equipment to 20 stars in under like 2 bill. I got really lucky. I am kind of scared to go to 21 or 22 for this item because I don't want to destroy this item. So I am working on a spare to get to 22 because I don't want to destroy this piece of item. Because if I destroy this piece of item, it's going to cost me a lot of mesos to get back to where I was before. So that's why I'm working on a spare. And I think that's what most pro players do anyways, because that's a smart thing to do. It's like gambling, but you want to gamble smart, right? The same thing with my pants. My pants, they're both 2-line stats for my potential, but they're both sitting at 20 stars. The both of them have really good flame. Really good flame. Like all stats plus 6%, attack plus 6, and strength plus 24. That's really good. My next one is the Arcane Umbra Night Shoes, which is sitting at 16 stars. I could probably get this to 17 stars as well. The flame here is pretty good as well. It's at 110 strength and plus 4%. It is 3-line stat line for potential. The last item for the Superior Gollux set is the Superior Gollux earrings, also at 17 stars. The flame is pretty decent, attack power plus 3 and then strength plus 12. It is 3-line stat line, but nothing too crazy. I got the Arcane Umbra Night Shoulder. No potential here because you can't potential this type of item, and then it's just a 2-line stat line. The next one is the Arcane Umbra Night Gloves. This one is pretty good, 17 stars. The flame is actually pretty decent, like 126 strength and attack plus 4. I like that. The potential, I really tried to get 2-line crit damage for this, but for some reason Maplestory does not want to grant me that potential. I've received strength plus 13 and crit damage plus 8% probably like 3 or 4 times already. So I'm stopping here and just keeping this potential. I'll probably get this crit line 2 damage, the 2-line crit damage far in the future, so I'm not really worried about it. Maidroid, very basic android. And I got my gold maple leaf emblem. Um, really annoying item because it also has to ignore monster defense, and two-line attack. What I really want is 3-line attack, because again, ignore monster defense is really not worth my time. I'll even show you guys. So right now, if you take a look at my stats, ignore defense, I'm sitting at 97.54%. If I remove this item, I only lose about 1% of ignore defense. That's like nothing. So if I can replace this ignore defense line for potential to an attack line, that'll increase my overall attack power and increase my combat power too. So yeah, moving on, I have the Crystal Ventus badge, super basic. Everybody should have this unless you're an OG. Then I got the Chaos Vellum Crusher medal. Has boss damage plus 5%, and I think this is the best medal that I've seen so far. There might be better ones, but boss damage plus 5% pulls a lot of weight into your damage. I'll even show you guys another good emblem or medal. Right here is plus 4 attack, plus strength plus 15. Really good stats, right? Max HP plus 1000. I would say these are pretty good stats, and you can see the attack power increase, right? But if you look at the combat power increase, it's actually a negative number, because let's say if I equip the item, my combat power actually goes down to 56 million, right? And that's not what I want to do. So when I unequip it, it goes back to 57 million, and that's because the 5% boss damage pulls a lot of weight in your overall combat power. And combat power is the number that you would refer to in terms of how strong you are compared to the boss, right? Combat power is like mainly referred to when you're talking about how much damage you want to do to a boss. All right, so at least that's how I understand it. All right, so that's my medal, and my next item here is the Princess No Flower Chain. This is my secondary weapon. Really good. I'm pretty sure I'm done with this already. This is two line boss damage and then 1 line attack damage. 1 line attack percent. I was hoping for a 12% for the attack line, but this is actually this is already perfect for me. Next item is the Arcane Umbra Knight Cape. It's sitting at 15%, 15 stars currently. So this is probably my priority right now to get this to 17 stars. This item, my shoes, and my weapon. These 3 equipments need to become 17 stars only because 17 is super easy to get. Yeah, and the flame on this item is also really good. It's got 102 strength and plus 4% all stats. And you can see, because it's at 15 stars, I'm not getting any additional attack power. Compared to, like, let's say this glove right here, who says 17 stars, my attack power here is sitting at 45 because you get an additional 32 just from 2 additional stars. So I'm missing a lot of damage actually just by sitting at 15. So I'll probably Star Force this to 17, and this one as well. These 3 items need to become 17 stars, and that'll give me a lot of combat power. The next one is Fairy Heart. This item you can get from events, so you buy this with Mesos, and it's very expensive. They used to sell it for 2 bill, but for some reason Maplestory Nexon decided to increase the price to 4 billion. I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised if they increase it even more. But it doesn't make sense because this is like the only, well, I guess it makes sense because it's like the best heart that you can get in Reboot alone. So yeah, gatekeeping power. That's what Maplestory loves to do. Yeah, so 2 line strength on this equipment, and that's pretty much it. I do have a single totem from the event. I was gonna get the 3, but I found out that it's not permanent, and I don't like to waste time on non-permanent things, although this does pull a lot of weight in terms of damage. I am gonna work once that expires. This thing expires in April 2nd, which is coming up real fast. I am gonna try to get my permanent emblems, right? These are permanent emblems from the Afterlands. So this is where I'm gonna go to get my emblems. These emblems are pretty good, like plus 7 attack on each one of these, and then like the main stat plus 20. I'll get the strength, the dex, and maybe luck or int. Doesn't really matter for the last the third one, right? Because I do have 3 slots and I only have 1 emblem or totem right now. So yeah, this is pretty much the equipment that I use to achieve combat power of 57 million. And with this combat power, I'm able to essentially fight or solo hard Lotus. Lucid, I can almost solo hard Lucid. It's really hard. I can probably do it. It's probably just a skill issue. Again, like I'm just a casual player. Um, and I can also participate all the way up to hard Varus Hilla. So I haven't tried Chosen Saren, normal Chosen Saren yet. So I'll probably start attempting to join parties on normal Chosen Saren. I'm pretty sure I'm strong enough to do it already, but I just haven't tried it yet. The last thing I want to tell you guys is like, so the reason why I want to show you guys my equipment, right, is to pretty much gauge yourself, like compare yourself, like what equipment you're rocking with, right? If you see that your equipment is better than mine and you're noticing that your combat power is still lower than mine, it's definitely not your equipment. You need to look at your other things, like hyperstats. What does your hyperstats look like? Like, for example, my boss damage is maxed out at level 15, damage at 11, ignore defense 10, crit damage 12, and crit rate 2. And this could probably go somewhere else because I am over 100%, and that doesn't really benefit me anymore. I could probably max out my attack power or something else, right? So mine's not even optimal, and I'm still at 57 combat power. And my inner ability, right, I have boss damage plus 18, attack plus 21, and buff skill duration plus 38. And for you guys who are not Dark Knights, you probably don't need buff skill duration. I only need this because of my passive, to increase my passive duration, right? It's like my iframe, so I can stay invulnerable for a long time. So essentially, for combat power, if you see that your equipments are a lot stronger than mine or close to or similar, at least if it's similar to mine and you're noticing that your combat power is less, right, then you're probably doing something wrong. You're missing something in your gear or in your stats, like your link skills. You need to make sure that you have the right link skills here, like damage. Like each one of these gives me damage, either boss damage, ignore defense, or damage, right? Like this one gives me crit damage, this one gives me ignore defense, this one gives me damage, boss damage here. Like, this is really essential for your overall damage. And I would say work on your link skills first, because once you're working on your link skills, you're also passively working on your Legion, because all Legion needs is levels, right? So focus on your link skills, find the characters that you need to create, like for example, boss damage here. You just need to make a Demon Slayer, right? So get your Demon Slayer to level 210, and you'll get your level 3 link skill. Super easy. Yeah, and even if you don't want to go all the way to level 210 for level 3, level 1 link skills are you only need to get to level 70 to get a level 1 link skill, and it's already really effective, right? So I would highly suggest working on your link skills to increase your overall damage. And I think that was it for this video, and I thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I'll hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace!